Hello, this is Mortremain and welcome to the third episode of Escape From Tarkov for bad players. Today I wanted to explore woods and I wanted to do it in live commentary. Problem is, my microphone was unplugged. Did not realize it before several hours, so I have a bunch of footage that I'll have to comment over. So a small reminder of where I was. My quest was to kill 15 scavs in wood, and I had never been there before. So I bought the map, I marked the extraction that you can see on the loading screen, and I tried to check for some landmarks, like when I spawned, try to understand where I am and where I need to go. I took a bunch of Vapor guns and SKS because I was thinking a bit, and I watched some guides. The best ammo I can get from traders are PS ammo, and they're the best because they can go through a number of body armors and helmets. So they're the most likely to kill players. So I wanted to use only this kind of ammo, and for this I needed either an SKS, a Vapor, or an AKM. So I stocked a bunch of them before going out, and I did a few runs in woods and tried to kill the scavs. So because I was commenting while playing, I was trying to be smart about my movement. I'm running from cover to cover, trying to hide myself from a part of the map, but woods is really open. And there are some parts of the map without trees where you can be seen from 360 degrees. So I was kind of lost about what to do, and since I did not know the map, I was not sure how to handle it. The thing is, on the map, the one you buy, there are white areas and green areas. The green areas are forests and the white areas are completely open, so had I understood that before, I would have avoided the white part of the map. So in the end, I'm not sure the way I moved was very efficient in terms of safety, but well, I did what I could at the moment. So I'd go over some fights I had, every fight, in fact. So, on the first one, I'm running to these rocks to take a bit of cover, and a scav yells at me. I try to find him, he's just on the screen right now, but I'm not noticing him, and I get shot, my vision's blurred. So I take cover to heal a bit and try to understand my situation. I try to peek over the rocks to see if the guy is moving, but I'm getting shot again, but I don't know from where. So I get back, I heal again, and I'm trying to go around the rocks. I hear a yell on my left, but it takes me a bit of time to understand where he is, so a fight starts. I get him, and I try to get back, take cover again. I'm expecting the other one to go around the rock and take me from behind, but I'm not seeing him coming. So I'm trying to get away from the rock to have better vision. And I'm getting shot at. But I'm not sure from where, and I see him, I shoot, and I die. And the thing is, this was a player. Probably someone in the woods watching the fight and shooting at me while I was fighting the scavs. I guess what I should have done is one shot from behind, take the path I took, but charge forward to the scav, to be in cover from the rocks. The scav could have maybe got a shot on me, but it would have been better than a shot from a player, I think. In this one, I was in a small cabin in the woods with barbed wire just at the entrance. I know it because I got injured by coming in, and I hear the barbed wires get triggered and a scav yells. So I know he's here. I go on full auto because I know it's very close and he's not where I expect him to be. I don't want to follow him because I need to jump over the box, and I'm afraid the sound will trigger something from the scav. And I see him around the corner. I was expecting to kill him without him having the time to react, but he did have the time. I think I was too slow to shoot. After looting the guy, I ran out. I'm afraid the sound of shots might attract other scabs or players, so I don't like my position. I ran like mad to the first cover I found, and I end up in a tree and I hear bushes, and I don't understand where it's coming from. The scav shoot at me, and like I just saw the light from his shot, so I'm able to kill him. I try to loot, but I hear other shots far, but I'm not sure if they're intended towards me or not. And so I'm taking cover. I'm hiding in a bush, topping up my mags, and hitting a bit. I stayed a while in this bush because like I wasn't able to figure out if someone was around me or not. Like, that's the trick with bushes. You can't be seen, but you don't see anything around you. So getting out is, I feel, a bit dangerous. Anyway, I end up running away. I'm in the open, but I see people in the open, and I'm like, maybe I can get a headshot and kill one of them. But I miss the headshot. I'm unable to kill him. I get injured. I'm completely in the open, and like I die. So now, in iron sight, I don't think taking the shot was a good idea. I should have, like, prone, probably, and hide, and maybe I shouldn't even have been here. The next one I successfully extracted, but got to run through. It took me 20 minutes, maybe even more, to cross the map. From bushes to bushes, hiding, listening, studying the map, and like I saw no one. I barely got any loot. Some, because I crossed the building compound and found some stuff on there, but like I was too afraid to stay, so I ran out, and well, nothing happened in this one. So in this fight, I'm hiding behind a rock, and I heard noises on the other side of it. And I'm trying to slowly go around, and I hear noises on the other side, and suddenly someone's shooting at me. So I get down to hide from him, and I see another player, which I can't get away because another one is waiting for me, so I have to shoot. I think I hit him a bunch of times, but like, was not enough. I'm not really comfortable with iron sight, and I think I really should use optics from now on, because I'm already bad. I need some help when it comes to aiming. In this one I just spawned, and I'm staying inside trees, and I see something moving in the grass. I go for a headshot, and for once, I get it. I'm staying around the perimeter. I need to kill more scabs, and often when you kill one, there are others coming. And indeed, I was right to stay around. Two scabs are walking on the field. I get the first one. I don't think I get the second one. Like, with iron sight it's hard to see, but I'm getting shot and I don't know where it's coming from. I didn't hear any noise, so it's probably with a suppressor. Because I'm not understanding the situation, I get out and I take cover, I heal, and then I will run. And while running, I stumbled upon a bunker entrance, so I'm getting in to heal completely and take a bit of time to think. A bit later, I enter a fight against another scav. The scav prunes, but I kind of know where he is, so I try several shots. And I think I get him, because he's not shooting back at me. A few seconds later, I find another one. I hide in a bush to reload and try to see if someone's coming. I loot the body, and while I'm looting, I hear another scav. I can't see where he is, so I'm trying to put some distance between the corpse and me. The scav tend to not aim as well from a long distance, at least that's what I think. And I can't find the scav. I'm hearing him, but I don't know where he is. In the end, he's searching for me, so I'm able to shoot him down, and I go and hide again. The bad thing about bushes is they're kind of disorienting. You go into them, you look around, and when I get out, I don't know where I am. And I'm having trouble finding the bodies. I'm able to loot them. I hide in the bush again. I find a cache, and while I'm looting it, I'm hearing some noises, like footsteps. And there are two scavs here that I'm able to shoot down. Not very efficiently, but I still kill them. When looting the bodies, I hear footsteps, and there's one just beside me. I'm shooting a bunch of times at him, and I feel like I'm hitting. I don't understand really why he's not dying. I end up without ammunition. I'm injured, but I managed to finish him with a shotgun that I took from his cab. After this, I get out immediately after a bit of heal, because it's never ending. Time is running out, and I'm still at the start where I started on the map. So I want to get out, and I reached the small town, and there's a player in the open. I'm trying to kill him, but he's moving left and right, and I'm unable to land correct shots. I don't know if I hurt him or not, but when he's in cover, I'm not confident at all about my position, so I get back and I try to circle around. I'm looting a bag. I don't know why I did that. This was stupid. I should have kept moving. And in the end, I meet the guy. I think it's the same. And I'm kind of panicking, spamming my rifle, and I'm not even sure I hit him. Well, in the end, it was a good run. I killed a good amount of scavs, and that's what I wanted to do. In this one, I forgot to put ammunition in my weapon, and there's a guy, laying down in grass that I didn't see, so he makes short work of me. The next one, I find a scav, and as usual, while I'm looting the body, another one comes. He's very close to me, he shot me, so I ran as fast as I can, far away from there. And I end up completely in the open, so I prone, try to understand what's my situation, try to heal a bit. And while I'm doing that, another scav comes and find me, or maybe the same one, I don't know. I shoot everything I have, I ran out of bullets, so I have to take my gun. I always take a gun with the SKS because it's too long to reload. I get pretty messed up, so I try to run in the other direction, but there's another scav coming, so I don't know if I shoot it down. I just spammed everything I had, and then I prone again and try to heal. I heal as much as I can, I reload my weapons, and I try to go, and as soon as I get up, a bunch of scavs are here, and are shooting me down. I end up pretty messed up again, but I'm out of meds. So I'm still prone to try and think and what I can do. I have 3 fractures and not a lot of health, so I can't run or I'll die. But anyway, I'm just thinking in the grass, and one of them finds me and finish me off. Next one, I just spawned and I'm hearing footsteps and there's a guy running in the open. I have a Mosin. He should die, but because I can't aim, well, shit happens. And then more shame. I hear footsteps, the guy is running, I'm unloading everything I have and unable, like he was completely surprised and I'm unable to kill him. I should have let him run, wait until he was a bit farther away, ADS, and then shoot, I think. In this one, I kill a scav, and while trying to reload in the bush, I realized I didn't took any ammunition with me. So I'm pulling out my gun, I'm running like mad, I want to take the scav's weapon as fast as I can, but I'm unable to find the body in the grass, I have to search for a long time. In the end, I successfully managed to get a weapon. While I'm running into cover, I hear footsteps, so I prone in the grass and try to see what's happening. There's a scav just near, so I'm patiently waiting until I get the opportunity to kill him. I think I have it, but I miss, or like I needed more shots. I'm not sure if the guy is dead or not, so I'm getting away. And I hear footsteps and another scavs. Once this one's dead, I'm still on edge. I'm not sure I killed the other one, so he might be lurking around the rock. I wait a bit, try to sweep the surroundings, and I hide into a bush to heal, to reload, to calm down. After a while in the bush, I get out and I'm trying to find an extract, a close one from where I am, but none are working. Factory gates, it turns out you need the friendly scab with you, which, like, I don't know if someone already used it. Well, in the end, I managed to survive and I get out of there. So in the last run, I only have one scav to kill left. I took a sniper from a hunter I looted in a scav run with I put a 4x scope on it. I'm trying to kill the scav. It's kind of hard for me. Like, I don't understand why he's not dying. Maybe it's my ammunition, I don't know. Like, it takes a while. I get it, and now I'm surrounded. And as always, while I'm looting, I resume the loot, and this one is very important because I find a bunch of rebels, and there's an extract on the south of the map that I wasn't able to take on another run where you need money to take it. So with this money, I'm not far from the place where the extract is, whereas I'm only midway from my regular extraction points. The only problem is the extraction is not available. I don't know why. Like, I know some extraction points have question marks, and sometimes they're not here. Maybe someone already took it. Maybe there's a window of time where you can take it. I don't know. But like in this run, I had to find another way out, which I do. With a careful study of my map, I'm able to find the bunker. I was afraid to go all the way to the corner of the map and get killed, so I wanted to take the closest extraction. And with that, I was able to finish the quest, and I took a new one to get something in custom and bring it back to factory. And so I went to custom to do this quest with a hunter because I had very good ammunition with it, and this sight that looks kind of ridiculous but allows me to snipe. And I heard some shots, so I went to check out what was happening, and I'm getting what is, I think, my first sniper kill. And I went to the red warehouse in the office upstairs because I had the key for it, and the quest is telling me I have the key for the quest, so I'm figuring the item is probably there. I'm looting everything, I'm getting the quest item. Suddenly I hear someone coming up the stairs. Thankfully it's a scav, so I take my gun and try to kill him through the window. Right as I get out, I get shot, but I don't know from where, so I'm just taking cover. And like, I want to get out, I am full of loot, I have the quest item, I don't want to fight, so I just run. When I do this, the guy misses me again, and I see him taking cover. I don't want to fight, like I said, so I'm just getting away. A few minutes later, I see someone, I don't know if the same guy or not, in the bus, so I get my second sniper kill. After this, I get into the river and I see a scav on the other side, so I'm trying to clear the way, but I'm having trouble figuring out either the bullet drop or the accuracy, I don't know, but every shot I'm taking is not hitting the target, and I take a lot of shots. Now that I'm watching it while editing, I can see where the bullets land, but while you're doing it, it's kind of difficult to do. So I forget about it and I take another path where I successfully kill a sniper scav. Took 2 shots though. I had money on me, so I decided to go for the dorm extraction. First time I'm taking it, and I'm realizing it's taking a full minute, so it was kind of stressful, but okay, no one came. So I'm getting out with the quest item, and I'm pretty happy about it, and it's time to go to the next step of the quest, which is to place the item on the second floor in a small room. And there are not many rooms in factory, so this should be easy to find. So I'm getting in with a shotgun. I want short-range weapon in factory because like the way the map is laid out, close quarter combat. And like if you watched episode 2, you know how well I'm faring in factory. And the bloodbath begins. I'm using SMGs most of the time because like, I feel comfortable with them. I can go full auto and stay kind of on target, and I'm not able to do this with any other weapons. In this run, a PMC tried to kill me with a knife. I'm killing him, and after this, there's no end to it. But scavs keep coming, and I can't even leave my spawn, really. I'm running dangerously low on ammo and meds. I don't even have the time to put bullets in my magazines. So I managed to put some bullets in the magazine, but not much, and I'm bleeding, and I don't have any bandages, so I'm just trying to find an extract. And this is not an extract, neither is this one. Starting from this point, I have no ammo, I'm bleeding, I'm gonna die, I'm just running and praying. And praying is often not enough. And I'm finally where I want to be. There's a little room you can breach just near the office, and I was thinking maybe it's where you need to put the item. But I'm arriving there and nothing happens, I can't do anything, and I'm just checking my quest items and I realize I don't have it with me. And that's because I died. So what I need to do is get the item in custom and do the quest without dying, or I have to restart it again. And this stressed me out a lot, because surviving in factory is very hard for me. So I'm really not confident with this, but I'd have to do it anyway. So I'm getting back there, I'm getting the quest item again. And while I'm looting, I'm hearing someone climbing up the stairs. But I'm taking too long to take actions, and the guy is waiting for me. On the second try, someone is waiting for me outside of the warehouse. He's shooting me, I don't know where he is, so I'm taking cover. I've seen him at the last second, but like didn't dare take a shot, I wanted cover. I hit up and like starts a fight of positioning where I'm hearing where he's going, like running and stuff, but I'm not sure what he's trying to do. In the end, I think I've cornered him. I can shoot his helmet above these crates, and he shouldn't be able to see me, but I don't know how he's able to shoot me from through them. So, well, I know it for the next time. On the next run, I'm spawning to the other side, so I start with kind of a free kill. And then, to go to the forest, I decided to try and take the jump on the core, but like for some reason, I'm pretty sure I already did it, but this time like I wasn't able to. In the end, fight is starting to occur right next to me, so I decide it's not a good idea to continue this, and I'm taking another path, where some scavs are waiting for me, of course. I'm hearing some scavs coming while I'm looting, so I decide to get away. I don't care about the few loots I'll be getting, I don't want to die again. And reaching the other side, I'm pretty lucky to fight a player scav, which is kind of as bad as me. I end up getting the quest item, and I successfully extract from this raid, with an M4 that I found in the old gas station. So I'm going to factory, and after a scav in the way, I end up on the floor I want to be on. I carefully inspect everything around to be sure no one is there, and I'm going for it. I'm breaching the door, I'm getting in, closing the door, and I want to do this quest now. Problem is, nothing's happening, and I'm checking, I have the quest item, I don't understand what I can do, I'm really stressed out, so like, I'm in a kind of safe room, so I'm alt-tabbing and I'm going on the net to see a guide and understand where I should put the item. And it's on the lower floor. And the confusion comes in France when you say the second floor, it means you've climbed the stairs twice. And it's different, it's a mistake. So the room is below, it's a small room and it's kind of open. And putting the item takes 30 full seconds. So when I'm trying to put it the first time, I hear steps. So my camera is not on the correct side. I'm not able to check what's happening. So I move a bit and I restart, and there's a lot of noise when I'm putting it, and I'm so stressed. I just want nothing to happen for 15 seconds right now. And I would say I was pretty lucky on this one. Had this guy taken shelter in the room, and I would have been dead, I think, and the quest would have had to be restarted again. From there, I'm just checking the quest is done, and I just want to get out, so I'm running to the extract. So the quest is done, and I'm getting another one where I need to put markers on tankers and customs. So that's what I'm trying to do next. I'm spawning in old gas station where one of the tanker is, so I'm marking it, and the game tells you to protect the objective. So I was expecting scavs to spawn here, but nothing happened. So I move out and carefully go to the new gas station, a place I find very dangerous, but I end up marking the tanker. And I knew where the third one was, because it's the truck from the quest where you need to get the golden watch, so it's in the construction site. For the last one, I had absolutely no idea. Like, the gas station were kind of obvious, this one I knew. But the next one, I'm expecting it to be on the west side of the river, because, like, 3 of them were on the east side, but I don't know where. So I'm carefully watching the road inside not inside the warehouse, but around the warehouse. And I'm finally finding it way back on the map, like on the last street. So I'm marking it and I'm extracting. So the quest is done, and I'm getting another one where I need to find something in a bunkhouse around the factory of custom. So the quest is telling me I have the key for the bunkhouse. So I'm going around and I find a bunkhouse I can open, but there's nothing in it. And watching back at the quest, it's telling me I don't have the key anymore. So it probably means the key is in my stash and not on my character. So I'm getting out. I want to get out of the raid. I fight some scavs on the way. I get shot while looting, and I don't want to fight, I just get away. While getting away, I let my PMC take a breath, and like there was nothing, and suddenly I see in a fraction of a second a face in the bush, and he starts shooting at me, and thankfully I know where he is, so I'm just praying inside the bush and nothing's happened anymore. So I think he's dead, but I'm not sure about it. I go around and try to loot the guy after a bit of healing, and I'm kind of scared at this point. So I'm looting the guy, well hidden in the bush, and suddenly I hear someone running around and stopping. And I don't hear him getting away. So I'm scared. I stay like 2 full minutes waiting, just to try to hear the sound of him getting away or be ready to shoot, but nothing happens. While I'm waiting, my screen becomes black a bit on the border, and I don't understand what happens, and I'm just noticing I'm dehydrated and I have no energy. I don't know what the consequences are, they're probably bad. So I resume the loot, and the guy has some juice on him. So it kind of saves me for now, but I need to get out. But while getting out, my game didn't freeze, but I can't get out of the menu, and I have to Alt F4 the game and get back into it, so I lose all the loading time, and when I'm getting back I'm close to, I'm in dehydration again. So I'm hitting a cache hoping for a juice, but there's none, so I'm just going in, I'm healing up as I go. The smuggler's boat is not there. So I'm getting to other caches. I want to hit the RUAF roadblock. I find some juice, so I have some time. Unfortunately, the roadblock is not open. I thought it was an extract that was always available, but there are question marks around it. So I have to get out on the other side of the river to find an extraction point. Unfortunately again, I have a broken leg and I have only 3 minutes to do it. So what I do is I run, and when catching my breath, like by walking, I'm healing up the health I lost. Fortunately this time I didn't run into anyone, and I'm able to extract at the trailer park. While doing this raid, a Salero was being crafted. I found some fuel with my scav, I think. And I'm making one, like the first quest of the therapist. I have it for a long time and I'm tired of it. So I want to finish it with the one I'm making. I have another quest given by the therapist that wants a gas analyzer, and I already have one. There's an optional side of the quest that wants you to go into a room in factory, but you need to find a key, and I don't have it. Since I don't know where the key is, I can't really do anything about it. So I'm just handing in the analyzer, and now she wants 3 more. After this, I did several quests, one in factory that requires you to repair the flicking red lights. I took a while to find the second one, because there's one behind the fence that you cannot access, and I was searching the access for it. But the one I'm repairing now is the one you need to repair. This quest I did, and I did the first 2 parts of Gunsmith, where you need to build the gun with parts and hand it over. The first part I did with a guide, and the second one I figured it out by myself with the modding tool, but I'll talk about it in the next episode, probably. And the last one I found white body armor, which was the last one required for the Skyer mission. So that's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.